Hello there. Well, today I'm off painting with a friend. We're painting in a wood which is called Great Huntley, and it's just to the west of Lyndhurst in the New Forest, which is in Hampshire, which is in southern England. Now these woods, they're wonderful. They're called pasture woodlands because there's ponies graze and cattle graze among these trees, and some of the areas are lawn-like and others mixed woodland, lots of dead trees just there, one to the left there, that's what we call a decay column. It's just a dead tree that is still standing upright. As I've said before, the dead wood in these woodlands is really important. It's what makes these woods absolutely unique, really.
Now this tree, well, there's 3 trees here, all growing out of the same base. We've got an oak, a beech, and we've got a holly tree just there. Very well welded together.
It doesn't really matter how many times you come into these woodlands, they're always on the change. There's obviously the seasons of the year, but because of the open nature of these woodlands, there isn't any really defined paths. There are some paths that are more defined than others, but you very quickly wander away from those paths, and the whole woodland, you keep coming along and finding new things every time. And if you went back there 6 months later, you probably wouldn't be able to find them, but you'd find something else. They are quite magical places. Now we're on our way to a stream, and our idea is to paint a particular beech tree, which we've done many times before. But on the way we were hoping to find this big old beech tree, which we painted some years back, but we don't seem to be able to find it. Quite a typical situation, that is. It looks as though it's moved. We were quite sure it was in this direction, but these woods are like that. You can see some of the variety on the ground. You've got these lawn-like stretches, and then you've got large areas with bramble growing over dead wood that's been down there for years, and it really does create a rich habitat. Things like this little holly tree that's been nibbled. Now, one of the nice signs in this particular woodland is there's a reasonably uneven age groups of trees, which is always a sign that the wood is healthy. There is regeneration there. You can see there's a few bluebells in these woods. You don't get them thick on the ground because of the grazing. Now we finally got to the stream. Considering it's late May, we haven't had any rain for perhaps 6 weeks, and it does look fairly low. But now this isn't the beech tree, it's the next one, but they do eventually fall into the river, those that are on the edge. But the one that we're going to paint is this one here. We're painting it from the other side. I've usually painted this in the winter, and but in the summer it's not quite so visible. And one of the things about the winter painting is the bryophytes, or the mosses on the roots of the trees, are much stronger in colour. They're sort of drier now. Well, that's where we've set up. I've been doing too much filming, so Barry is well ahead, and he's got a fairly large canvas for plein air painting, but he's made a very good start. We've only got the morning, so we're working pretty quick on this, and I think he's made a very good start. But when you've done a tree several times, it does you remember what to do. That's the scene that I hope to be painting, but I haven't got very far with mine. Now Barry's I think for the time he's been there, I think he's done a really good. It's semi-impressionistic, but it's got the atmosphere of the wood. Anyway, I'll show you a few pictures of past paintings, mainly winter ones, and we'll go back to Barry's then, which I think is the best. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little painting trip. If you did, please click a like and maybe subscribe. Goodbye.